Good morning, everybody. My name is Shannon, and welcome to King Family Farm. It's snowing again. So just finished the barn chores, and we're going to head up to the house. You can see there's the high tunnel. It's got a bit sitting on it. Most of it is slid right off, which is what we want. If we have to, we'll knock the snow off. But yeah, that's Maine in the background there, Maine, USA. So you can see the river is right there, and then the other side is the US. So we're right on the river here, and it really does make a difference for the microclimate. It's about -3 or 4 again this morning. It's not that cold. My hands aren't cold, as you can tell. I've got a coffee mug. It's pretty good. So the cats are having fun playing out here. I'm surprised they like the snow as much as they do, but they seem to find it, because they can get on top of it. We've had freezing rain, so because they can get on top of it, they seem to be okay with it. So I got a few eggs this morning. It's a little early. They haven't laid a whole lot, so but we got a few. There we are, just a few. These are actually pretty clean. I'm impressed. Usually they're quite dirty this time of year, so it's not too bad out today. So I'm enjoying this. I'm gonna go inside, have another cup of coffee, make breakfast, and enjoy that with my son. My daughter went off to school, and my little guy's too small for that yet. Next year, they grow too fast. So we'll get that done, and then I really think I'm going to look at seeds today. Really, I do. We're going to give that a go. So get this up to the house, and we'll see you in a bit. Hi, everyone. So I'm down in my office, and I'm trying to set this up so I can show you some seeds. And I want to cover a few different things about seeds before we get into the varieties and all of that type of thing. I think it's important to understand what you are actually looking for. So there's a few options for seeds. A lot of people think, particularly home growers and new gardeners, that the only way that you can save seeds is to grow from heirloom seeds. And that's just not the case. What you want are open pollinated seeds, which may have been a hybrid at some point. It's been stabilized. But open pollinated means that whatever seed that you save from that plant, as long as you've stopped cross-pollination in your garden, it will grow true. Heirlooms are the same case. An heirloom is simply a seed that's, been around and stabilized, I want to say, within the last 80 years. And I mean, there's lots of those. So heirloom doesn't necessarily mean it's from the 19th century. The other thing I want to touch on are GMOs and the concerns that a lot of people have with growing GMOs. When you look at your seed catalogs, sometimes they'll say GMO free, and they're using that as a way to advertise. All seeds available to the public are non-GMO. They're GMO free. You cannot go to the store or order from a seed catalog seeds that are GMOs. A GMO is only available to commercial growers, generally farmers, who are growing things like corn and soybeans, and they have signed a contract with the seed house, the creator of that seed, whether it's Bayer or Pioneer or whoever, and they have paid for the right to grow that seed. Now, there's always a risk of cross-pollination, no matter where you're growing, but you cannot, as a home grower, even I'm a small commercial grower, I'm not growing GMOs. Doesn't matter where I buy my seeds from, what seed house I get my seeds from, whether I'm buying from Vessie's, whether I'm buying from William Dam, whether I'm buying from Revival, West Coast Seeds. They don't sell GMOs to the general public. Even if you go to the grocery store and buy a bag of beans, they're non-GMO because GMOs are not available to the general public. Okay, so I think it's important to understand that. Now, some people think that all hybrids are GMOs, and that is also not true. All GMOs are hybrids. Not all hybrids are GMO. And a hybrid is not necessarily a bad thing. Some hybrids have been created in home gardens, and we have lots of those. Some of the seeds that you're going to get from like Baker Creek, they're a hybrid that has been slowly, selectively bred and cross-pollinated from home gardeners just like you and me for a very long time, and then stabilized, right? They're open pollinated, they've been stabilized, and they breed true. And they're still hybrids. Okay, that's it. It's like chickens. When you put two breeds of chicken together, that's a hybrid, but it's not genetically modified at the cellular level. And that's what a GMO is in a lab. They actually gene splice in a lab. You and I can't do that in the backyard, but we can create a hybrid in the backyard from two open pollinated strains. We can create a hybrid, and maybe we like the traits of that hybrid, and we keep growing them. Now, an F1 hybrid, and I do grow a few of those, a few F1 hybrids, and I grow them because they are stable. They're highly disease resistant, particularly in tomatoes, and I love a good heirloom tomato. But when I'm looking to grow for my pantry, when I'm looking to grow a large number of plum tomatoes, we have a lot of potato crops around here, and that breeds disease. And so it's very important to me to bring in tomato seeds that are resistant to that particular stuff. Now, an F1 hybrid means that two parent plants have been pollinated and they create the F1 hybrid. But if you save the seeds from that F1 hybrid, you will not get you won't get it to breed true. It'll have traits. Whatever you grow from that it could look like its parent. It could look like the grandparent plants. It could be a mix of all of that. It just doesn't breed true. So this is one that I grow a lot of. It's called Plum Regal. And I like this particular one because it's highly disease resistant. It's a plum tomato that is ready in 68 days from transplant. And here with an 80-day growing season, that's really important to me. And so I grow this one because I want food on my shelf. And I don't have a problem with growing an F1 hybrid. And that's what that is. Now, an open pollinated seed. I've got this is Mrs. Burns Lemon Basil, and you can see it says open pollinated heirloom vegetables, herbs, and flowers. So they deal mostly in heirlooms, but they're also open pollinated, and open pollinated is what you're looking for. So I just wanted to clarify that because I know people are very nervous about getting GMO seeds. You can't get them. It's okay. There are reasons to grow hybrid seeds. If you're looking to save your own seeds, you want open pollinated seeds, not necessarily an heirloom, but you want a hybrid that's been stabilized, open pollinated, and it'll continue to grow for you. So, I mean, I have a few that I'm looking at here. Super Roma. This is an heirloom. This is from the Incredible Seed Company. These guys are out of Nova Scotia. Love their seeds. I've had great results with their seeds. I got some green zebras from Revival. They're also in Nova Scotia. This was actually one that was recommended by Jess on Roots and Refuge Farm, and this is this Napa Chardonnay, and it comes from Baker Creek, and they deal in heirloom open pollinated as well. Now, if you want to save seeds from this, you have to protect this plant from cross-pollinating with, say, this one. Because if they cross-pollinate, you'll get a hybrid. You won't get a GMO, you'll get a hybrid. And you won't know what you have. Okay? So if you're looking to save seeds, there are plenty of ways to save seeds, and we'll venture into that a little bit later. So I buy seeds from a lot of different seed houses, clearly. I don't think that one is particularly better than the other. Most of the reason that I buy from certain seed houses is because I'm growing commercially and they carry the seeds I want in a quantity that I want. One of those good examples is I buy most of my cut flower seeds from this company here, which is GeoSeed, and they're out of South Carolina, I think. Yeah, South Carolina. And great people, love their seeds. I grow most of my cut flower seeds come from them. But for me, the sunflowers that I grow, I get them from Vessey's, and they're in PEI here. Because their price is better. By the time depending on what it is, but for this particular seed, by the time I ship it from the US, pay the shipping, pay the exchange, and get it to me, these cost less. So that's why I use, so these are all ProCut Orange. Now, ProCut Orange are an F1 hybrid. And it's really important for me as a cut flower grower to grow sunflowers that are very fast growing and single stem. And that's what these are. The other thing that these are is they are pollenless, which means that they don't dump a ridiculous amount of yellow crap all over your tablecloth or your bridal gown when you have a bouquet of this stuff. And now I grow other sunflowers as well, and I want to touch on this. These are pollenless, but they are not nectar free. If you let these open in the field, they get sticky, and there's still food on those for the bees if you do want to leave them. Now, I also grow some black oil sunflower seeds. I grow some other heirloom seeds, and I let those heads mature out, and I dry them, and I save them for my chickens, and I toss them in a sunflower head in the winter and let them peck through it. It's fun for them. And I leave some of them standing in the field for the wild birds as well. So, but this is an example of an F1 hybrid that I think is worthwhile. I don't have a problem with, I think ProCuts are actually patented as well. I'm not 100% sure on that. But when people spend their life developing a variety of seed, patented seeds mean that depending on the patent, we're not talking soybeans and corn here. They have like a 10-year patent on it so that they can recoup the cost of developing this stabilized seed. And I have no issue with that because I also like to get paid for my work. I don't buy all my seeds from Vessey's. I don't buy all my seeds from one seed house. I don't think that that's, I'm not that brand loyal. I'm just not. And they don't all have the best varieties available. So this year, one of the things I want to get into growing and get good at is growing really good peppers. And that's a bit of a challenge here. So we're in 3B. We have an 80-day growing season. So getting peppers to mature, most people only grow green peppers here because you can't get them to turn red. So we're going to do some experimenting with some low tunnels and some season extension. We're going to push the limits, see if we can get these to do really, really well. One of the seed companies, a couple years ago, I found these guys online, and I was really excited to find them because they're super local. This is Atlantic pepper seeds, And I think they're down by Fredericton. They've been in business for 20 years, according to their card. The proprietor, his name is Jason. He's very knowledgeable. He answers questions, and these guys are super local to me. So when they ship you seeds, they come in like a little letter envelope, and they come in these really tiny packets like this. Nothing fancy, but they come like this, and I think it's great. And there's, so this is a shishito, Japanese pepper, 25 seeds in here. Nobody needs to grow 25 seeds. And that's something else. Most home growers don't need to grow 25 seeds. I might grow 25 seeds if I wanted to sell some of these as a seedling. But this year I'm going to experiment. So I'm probably going to plant like 5 of each and see how they do for me. But that does lead to another thing where I think it's important to understand that, yes, there's a date on the back of your seed packet. And they're required to put a date on the seeds. It's this one here. This is a lettuce from West Coast Seeds. And it says right here, it says packed for 2020. And I've never even opened this pack of seeds. It's brand new. They guarantee the germination in 2020 is 90%. That's what they've tested it for. They're required to sell new seed every year. Their seed houses don't hang on to seed. They're not supposed to. But you, as the grower, it's kind of like chickens. You can buy all kinds of seeds. These just take up less space and they don't eat. But you put these in a cool, dry place. You see the ammo boxes I've got up here. That's a good place to keep them. Some things like to be kept really cold, and so there are certain seeds that I keep in the freezer. Again, I make sure that they're dry. I put a desiccant packet in it. You don't even have to buy a desiccant package. You know when you buy a box of pair of shoes and there's like the little packet in it? Just stick that in the baggie. They work. You can actually bake them a bit to dry them out and reuse them. They do work. So, and if you don't plant all these seeds this year, don't throw your seeds out. Just keep them in a cool, dry place. Try not to get your seed packet all mucky and wet because, like, I have this packet of seeds, and the chances of getting good germination out of this that got left in my coat, I left this in a hoodie hanging out on a T-post, and it rained. And the chances of this being any good are pretty limited. Now, I'm still going to try because I'm not throwing away food. But that was 500 lettuce seeds and pelleted. And man, I hate to throw that out. But they're pelleted. The pellets actually seem like they're pretty good. So they might be okay. Keep your seeds like this, not like this. So anyway, so what do we got here? We have, so this is Atlantic pepper seeds. He doesn't have a date on these, which is fine. I know I bought these this year. But again, as long as you keep them in a cool, dry place, the ammo boxes work really well. Those photo storage boxes that you see at craft stores like Michael's, in the States, I'm not sure where, maybe Joann's or something like that. You might find them. So we've got shishito peppers. What else did I don't even remember because I ordered these back in August. I've had them. We've got some red Trinidad scorpions. So in our area, we do have some pepperheads that like really hot peppers. So I probably will grow some of these. These say Campanaki, and I can't remember what they look like. I'll have to Google that. That's the only problem with these is you have to look them up because there's no picture. So these are a habanero, which I got to make a hot pepper sauce. We've got some Carolina Reapers, because I had a request last year from a couple of customers for plants for that. And it says APS, which is Atlantic pepper seeds. So he's developed this particular strain, and this is a Scotch bonnet. So those are the hot peppers, and he has so many varieties. You could spend hours looking through his selection there. It's really fantastic. So if you're in Canada, because I'm not sure if he ships to the US. So, but if you're in Canada, Atlantic pepper seeds, and I'll put all the seed houses that I use, I'll put them down in the show notes, and you'll be able to find them. But this is how it comes in a little envelope. Just a letter envelope. The shipping's really cheap. You have the option. I think he does the option to track it or not track it. Tracking, of course, costs more, but he does give you the option. So, and then I ordered some pepper seeds from Baker Creek, because I saw Jess on Roots and Refuge going through some of her seeds. She was talking about in her greenhouse, in her high tunnel, she was going through some of the peppers, and I was like, wow, those look so good. So some of these are recommended from her, and she liked them and she tried them, and some of them I just picked because I like peppers. So this was one. This is a free seed this year. And I'll grow a couple of these and see what they're like. I might like them, I might not. These are, it says Datil pepper. These are blazing hot, blunt, 3.5-inch fruits ripened to brilliant orange yellow, vicious heat, complex, and fruity flavor. I mean, usually when you get to vicious heat, I don't notice the fruity flavor. But maybe. We'll find out. So, what else have we got here? Pepperoncinis. These are my favorite. I love these. I am tired of buying them in great big containers and recanning them into smaller. I buy these in 3-gallon jugs and can them. I use them all the time. I like them in salads. I like them on pizza. I eat them fresh, like straight from the jar. I just love the pepperoncinis. So, and I'm trying, it says minimum 25 seeds packed for 2023. So I got these in August. But these were actually packed for this year, which is interesting. Most of the stuff that you pick up the year before are packed for the year you're in. Seed houses have a tendency to change their seed lots. I want to say October, November is when they start changing over. So, but these guys, that's what they've got. So minimum 25 seeds. I won't plant 25 plants. Not for me. I might start 20 of them, keep 10 for me and try selling 10, because I really do like these. These are like those peppers that you get on your salad at Eastside Mario's, when you get like a garden salad. It's so good. I love them. Manganji, I'm probably saying these wrong, and I'm sorry. Recognized as a traditional cultural vegetable in Kyoto, Japan, where it is loved and celebrated, complex sweet flavor and soft skin makes this Japanese heirloom a favorite. And it says it's extremely versatile. And I just think it looks kind of nice. And I like this type of pepper for cooking with. It looks like a chili, but it's not really. So, what else we got here? Sugar Rush Peach. This is a new heirloom bred by hot pepper prodigy Chris Fowler of Wales. Peach-colored fruits packed with loads of sweet tropical flavor, and the seeds bring a smoky, complex heat. We'll give it a try. What else have we got? Pumpkin spice jalapeno. This was the one that Jess grew, and she seemed to like it, and I'm so tired of looking at the same old jalapeno. So I thought I'd try these. These look interesting. New Mexico State University breeders use natural back crossing techniques to develop this festive, pumpkin-colored new jalapeno spicy, ornamental, and well adapted to hot, dry climates, which we don't have, but we're still going to try. Because really, that's the fun of gardening, is experimenting, right? Why do you want to, don't grow the stuff you can buy at the grocery store. Why would you do that? You can do that. Now, you don't have to order seeds. If you're brand new to growing, don't order a ridiculous number of seeds. Go to the grocery store, go to your local greenhouse, and just pick up a plain old pack of seeds. These are burpees. I would have bought these at Superstore here. Not a ridiculous price. Well, they're $2.49, but there's an awful lot of seeds in here. It doesn't see now. One of the reasons I don't particularly enjoy this particular company is it doesn't tell me how many seeds are in here. It doesn't tell me when to pre-start and transplant out, although lots of people just directs those in as, and you can do that. But this is actually an heirloom variety of zinnias. So, you can get heirlooms at your local hardware store. You don't have to buy fancy seeds. Now, I have lots of different types of tomatoes. I grow a ridiculous variety of tomatoes. I love tomatoes. I love heirloom tomatoes. I do not eat tomatoes in the winter because the ones from the grocery store are nasty. And I love what Jess says about them, that they taste like disappointment. She's not wrong. They do. The texture is disgusting. I don't really want them on my food. They don't taste like anything. Once you've grown your own tomatoes, you'll never buy another grocery store tomato. You won't. And that goes for you. I mean, you can just grow your basic big beef tomato, which I sell a ridiculous amount of around here because that's what people know. And if that's the tomato you want to grow because that's the tomato you know, go for it. I have seeds. You guys saw these packets last year, and they're from the year before that when I started some tomato seeds. There is 65 to 75 seeds. Now, one of the benefits of growing open pollinated heirloom seeds is there's no patent on them, so they're ridiculously cheap. This packet, I don't have the price on it anymore because I've taken the price tag off of it. But it was probably like $2.50 or something like that, and it had 65 to 75 seeds. And unless you're growing commercially, you don't need that many seeds. You might want 5. So as long as you keep these, now your germination rate gets a little less every year, but I still wouldn't throw these out. As long as you keep them cool and dry, they're going to keep for you. So these are green zebras. These are so good. I was really surprised. The first year I grew these, I was like, they kind of have a citrusy kind of kiwi type flavor to them. They're really interesting, and I think they're fantastic. Surprisingly different flavor. This is probably one of my favorite slicers, and this is Black Krim. And again, 75 to 85 seeds for a couple of bucks. You don't have to buy seeds every year. I usually do because I like seeds. But this is Cherokee Purple, another one of my favorite slicers. What else have I got here? So these are some cherry tomatoes. These are Sun Golds. And I really like those for market purposes. They're a nice little cherry tomato. They do really well. They have a real nice flavor to them. This is Red Torch. These are Sweet Million tomatoes. This has who knows how many seeds in it. See if I can see through there's not a whole lot of, I don't think I got that many, but I grow a lot of these for market sales, and they're really popular. I enjoy the Bumblebee mix for me. These are all different stripy type cherry tomatoes, and they look really great in the baskets. Like I've got some wooden baskets up there, and I market those at the farmer's market. And some of them, they don't really do well as plants, but when people see them on my farm stand, they buy them. So Plum Regal, which we already talked about, this is a plum tomato that I really like. They're huge, and they grow on these clusters like grapes. It's just this massive amount of tomatoes. So many tomatoes. There's 50 seeds in there. And I will probably only start 25. So this is like this year's and next year's seeds. These are more expensive because they're an F1 hybrid, and somebody spent a lot of time developing those. So these are from the Incredible Seed Company, and this is the pineapple tomato, which is fruit are large and have a sweet fruit flavor, approximately 30 seeds. So they're a larger tomato. Pineapple. Where did I see those? It might have been on, Appalachia's Homestead. I think she grew the pineapple tomatoes last year and enjoyed them. And I thought, I saw them and I thought, yeah, that looks good. Incredible Seeds Company has some good prices as well on their seeds. This is Aroma as well. This is, so this is $2.35. There is approximately, this is an heirloom, 200 to 240 seeds in this package. I start these for seedling sales because people recognize this as a plum tomato. When they want a plum tomato, this is what they want to buy. They don't want to buy the Plum Regal. They don't recognize it. They don't know what it is. They want to buy this. Even though I've tried to convince people that Plum Regal is much nicer. It's much more disease resistant. They want this. And my job is to grow what sells. And that's it. So this is a Woodle orange tomato. They don't have a picture on their packets. And you would have to look this up because the instructions on the back of Revival seeds, you can see, are generic. And that, I get that. I mean, this is an expensive, like this is a sticker they've put on these seed packets. Seed packets are expensive to produce. I understand why they're doing this. And so they have this particular seed packet is for that family of plants, right? And the growing instructions are pretty similar. So that's why they're doing that. And I totally get it. And then of course we've got the Napa Chardonnay. And it actually has, this is specific to this one. So this one says plant 24 inches apart, sprouts, tomatoes you want to start 6 to 8 weeks before they go outside. So this was a free seed this year. Thorburns Terracotta. I don't know anything about it. Introduced in 1893 by James Thorburn of New York. Honey brown skin, orange pink flesh, green seed mass, eye-catching slicer with an out-of-this-world flavor. I guess we'll find out. We'll grow a couple of those. And that's some more green zebras because they were the right price. So we've got those. Now, another one of those hybrids that I grow and I always buy my seeds for, and they cost a little bit more. But these do really well in my greenhouse. This is a Summer Dance hybrid. See if I can get the camera. There it goes to focus on that. But there's 50 seeds in there. These were pack tested for 2022, which is, I mean, that doesn't bother me. There's 50 seeds. And I'll start every last one of these. I still have Summer Dance seeds from last year as well. And the ones from last year I'll start for me. And these ones I will start for cucumber sales because this is what people want for a greenhouse cucumber when I'm selling. So I have those. And then Marketmore 76 is the cucumber that I grow for making mustard pickle. It's just your old-fashioned field cucumber slicer. And then I've got, this is an Heirloom National Pickling. There we go. It wants to zoom in my face instead of the seeds. There we go. There's 25 grams in here. And I grow a lot of pickling cucumbers because I make a lot of pickles. So I go with the heirloom. I don't find that the hybrids really are that much better when it comes to that particular item. One thing we're gonna up this year is growing pumpkins. My kids are super excited. My son last year grew himself a 27-pound pumpkin. He's 4. He thinks that's just the coolest thing ever. One Sunday morning, very early, like 6 a.m., the kids got in bed with me and we ordered seeds because who doesn't do that on a Sunday morning? Now, these ones I grow as an ornamental. These are Blaze. They're really cool. I like them. And I've got 2 packets of Blaze. This is Baby Jack, which is like a small pumpkin. Blanco. So because I grow ornamentals, and then we've got Atlantic Giant, which was developed here, and Fairy Tale pumpkins from the Incredible Seed Company. So we're going to grow a variety of pumpkins this year. If you're looking to grow with your kids, some of the greatest stuff you can grow with your kids are pumpkins And beans. Beans grow so fast. Now, I also am a cut flower grower commercially, and if you want your vegetables to do well, it's important to grow some stuff for the pollinators and bring them in. So I grow a ridiculous number of flowers, and those flowers help bring in the pollinators, and that helps things like squash and your tomatoes. But we've got some kind of cool looking things here. This is like a chocolate Queen Anne's lace. Some Orlea. This is Amy. It's like a Queen Anne's lace, but the head on it is massive. I grow Buplurum. It's a great bouquet filler. One of the earliest things you can grow. Now, if you live in like zone 5 or 6, I think you can fall plant these and they'll come up. And they will actually self-seed. This is bachelor's buttons. And they make a great pop of blue in a bouquet. But the reason I really like them is they're one of the first things to bloom, and the bees love them. And if you can get the bees in early and then continue having stuff for them, they will stick around. These are just really kind of cool. These are called Cresspedia. They're also known as billy balls, but that's Cresspedia is the proper name. This is, you can't even read this anymore. I got a little bit of water on it. This is from Geoseed. It's Euphorbia Snow on the Mountain. And this is a chrysanthemum, but it's, it looks like feverfew. That's what, feverfew is a type of chrysanthemum, but this is Bulls Ultra. It's a double bloom. It's really cool. I really like it. What else have I got here? We've got some butternut squash, some helichrysum, which is a straw flower. That's what people call that. This is my favorite zucchini, Black Beauty. I grow all kinds of snapdragons. These are super cold hardy, so if you live in zone 5, you can start these in August, plant them in the fall, and they'll make the winter with a bit of protection. What else have I got? Oh, I've got some bread seed poppies. This is pumpkin on a stick. More Buplurum. That's a grass. This one makes a really nice filler. I got some Chinese lanterns. Purple coneflower, which incidentally, great perennial, also medicinal. The whole plant is edible. And then I have a whole bunch of zinnia that I buy mostly from Geoseed just because I get really big packets of them. But I love zinnia. Zinnia are super easy to grow. They're super easy to grow, and they replace a lot of disc type flowers for bouquets in the summer. And then I also picked up some, we're going to try some melons this year. I don't know how well it's going to go for us. Golden Midget, Minnesota Midget, and this one just looks really cool. So we're going to try this. What is this? Kajari. And I tried to go for things that have like a shorter growing season requirement. Now there's no days to maturity on these packets, which is a little frustrating, but I also got some yard long beans, and these are red noodle pole beans. Noodle beans are really great in stir fries. They snap really well. I like this for cornmeal. You make your own tortillas. My 2 favorite kinds of radishes. The other one I really like, and this seed packet is filthy, but they still germinate really well, is a French breakfast radish. I grow a lot of these. I think the flavor is incomparable. They are, they don't bolt as easily. When you're looking at putting seeds down, they don't, in the summer, they don't bolt I mean, you can see I have great big package. This is my snow peas, sugar snap peas, and I buy those in great big containers, great big packages because I grow commercially, right? So I'm going to use a lot of that. But this is just your regular red radish, and these look really cool in the spring on my table at the farmer's market, the Easter egger, and they taste great. And I grow a lot of these. Bunching onions. They're very popular here. There's those. My ridiculously large packs of spinach. I don't know how that happened. But anyways, I have lots. We have spinach for years. It's a good thing seeds keep. I also have Pro-Cut plum. So Pro-Cut comes in different colors. These are all Pro-Cut plum. So that's pretty much what I have this year for seeds. Again, it's really important for me to grow the things that sell. And here, black-seeded Simpson, this leaf lettuce. Everybody loves this lettuce. I do not like this lettuce. It's boring, but everybody loves it. They eat it here, and that's what they grew up on. That's what they recognize. And if you're getting into market gardening, it's really important to grow what people want, not what you want. This is a really cool looking romaine. I also grow a Paris Island cause, which I don't think I have. This is an easy leaf lettuce. So if you're a market grower, in Canada, we get easy leaf is a trademarked variety of lettuce. It grows like a head, which I love, because it's really easy to weed around a head of lettuce instead of leaf lettuce. But when you cut the bottom 2 inches off of the head of lettuce, it falls apart like baby leaf. That's what easy leaf lettuce is. It's really cool stuff. And this is another easy leaf. This is Azrilla. And you can see this is like a tango type with nicely serrated mid-green leaves. You just see it's really... But that head, when you cut it apart, what I like about it is it really gives some of your other baby greens a nice loft. It helps hold it up. And this one is Brentwood Organic. This is also an easy leaf, and you can see it's a nice red. I really like that. In the U.S., Johnny Seeds sells, I can't remember what it's called, and I don't have the Johnny's catalog handy. But it's the same idea, and it grows as a head, which when you're trying to weed and you haven't got a lot of time, right? It works really well for us. So that's pretty much, did I go through? I got lettuce. I didn't go through all of my flowers. I've got some herbs. I grow a lot of Italian parsley, cilantro. Here's some silver dollars, which dry really nice. They make a real nice dried thing. More bachelor buttons, the blue boy. I really like the blue one. They come in other colors. You can get a mix of like white and pink and blue, and purple, but I prefer the blue for marketing. And then that lemon basil, and I grow a bunch of different types of basil. And summer savory is really popular here. They put it in everything. And I'm from Southern Ontario. I've never seen summer savory until I came to the Maritimes. But people really, really love it. And so they use that. That's kind of it. So there's Johnny's seed. Johnny's will ship to Canada. I think they don't ship corn. And that has to do with the phytosanitary certificates required to ship seeds and plants. I don't even know. I think there's only like 1 or 2 seeds left in that. But pink bumblebee. See, there's lucky tiger. And these are things that I've grown in other years. Eucalyptus. And I might try some more eucalyptus this year. There's seeds. There's still quite a bit of seeds in there. So I hope that if you're new, I haven't overwhelmed you. You don't have to buy all these seeds. I mean, you can hear, this is from Home Hardware. This is Mackenzie seeds. These are, it says right on the back, ideal for freezing. These are Scarlet Nancy's, which happen to be an heirloom. The instructions are right on the back. It's really, really easy to start with these. You can just sprinkle them in and thin them later if you want to. But I don't want you to think that you have to buy all the fancy seeds from all the fancy seed houses. Ooh, I enjoy buying from Richter's. If you're Canadian, I don't know about them shipping to the US because, of course, I don't live in the US. But Richter's is out of Ontario. And they have really great, a huge herb selection, like massive. It's overwhelming. But this packet has something on it that I want to explain to you. Right here on the back, it says origin, and the origin is the United States. So now I like to buy from local seed houses, not because the seeds are local to me, because they're not. Now, some seed houses, I'm pretty sure the Incredible Seed Company produces what they sell, but I'm not 100%. Lots of places like Baker Creek, and Baker Creek is very transparent about this. They have growers all over the world that produce seed for them. Most of your seed houses are like that. You do not need to buy seeds that are produced locally for them to do well for you in your area. Now, if you save your own seeds and you save from the most robust plants you have, then yes, you will have a greater chance of having a high quality plant that does well in your area. But it's not necessary. I mean, I'm buying stuff from seed companies all over Canada and some in the US, and they don't necessarily produce their own seeds. They have growers that produce that seed for them, and those growers could be anywhere in the world. If that's an issue for you, then I recommend doing a bit of research on the seed house and seeing where they get their seed. But I don't feel that it's super important to get seeds that were specifically started in your area. I don't think that's necessary. I would caution you from ordering seeds online from Amazon that doesn't have really good, from a seller on Amazon that doesn't have good transparency, because if you get random seeds from China and you don't know what they are, they could be a really invasive species, and it's very important to know what you're growing. So knowing the origin, and I appreciate that the back of this seed packet, even though Richter's is Ontario, and I want to say are they in Ancaster? I'm not 100%, but packed in Canada, the origin is the US, and I'm okay with that. I'm 100% okay with that. I'm pretty sure. Now, see, these guys say that all of our seeds are non-GMO, which of course they are, because you can't buy GMO seeds from the public for the general public, and grown under organic production practices. That doesn't mean that they're organic, by the way. But I'm good with organic production practices because I'm not certified organic either. But I grow with organic production practices. And I want my customers to come on out and see how we grow things and trust me for that. So, I think that's about it for seeds. But that's our seeds this year. I'm pretty excited about it. This video is ridiculously long. I've been talking for almost an hour, and I could keep going. But I don't think you're going to watch that much. So I might edit some of this down. If you have any questions, don't forget to put them in the comments, and I'll try to answer them either right in the comments, or I might do another video and do a little bit of that. Get your own seeds, grow your own food, learn, practice while you're not stressed and forced to, and yeah, you'll enjoy it. It's very much worth it. So thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you here next time on the farm.